Patricia Becker. I'm your yoga instructor. I've been teaching yoga for 10 years here in the Bay Area, and I am also a nutritional counselor, and I've been doing that for over 20 years. Self-care is our best health care. So if you want a strong, healthy spine, or if you have spinal issues, you're in the right place. So we're going to begin by, I'm going to give you my favorite tips to keep your spine healthy. And one of the main ones is to get your sit bones in, back, and apart. And the way you can do this is manually. So you lean to one side, get a hold of your inner thigh, and get a hold of your glute muscle, and see if you can get a hold of the sit bone. Spin it in, back, and apart, and set it down. And I'm seated on a yoga blanket, which is quite handy. So root that down, keep it there, and it's back, and then lean to the other side. Do the same thing with the other side. So now you have just created space and width in your lower back, and you have a good foundation to lift up through your spine. Yeah. And so this is a good thing to do when you're sitting on a couch. Even when I get in my car, I often will do this because most of the chairs that we sit in are very comfortable desk chairs, and they collapse and they round and they compact our hips and our lower back. So this is about widening, broadening, expanding, opening your lower back so it can flow all the way up your spine. So yoga is to connect. So we're going to begin by connecting with the breath. So please take a moment, close your eyes, sit nice and tall on that big, broad, sitting foundation you have. Close your eyes and simply connect with the flow of your breath. And feel your sit bones rooted down, and on your next inhale, lengthen up through your spine, through your lumbar, through your thoracic region, and through your cervical region. And then take it all back about 1/2 of an inch. And then on your next inhale, lengthen up again through your spine. See if you can keep that lift even on your exhale. And repeat. Inhale up, lifting up, and keeping that lift even on your exhale. But let gravity take your shoulders down away from your ears. Take another couple of slow breaths. And please gently open your eyes. And now with that broad foundation that you have, we're going to lean forward. So try to keep your outer hips rooted back as you walk forward. Lengthening your spine, elongating your spine, tacking your hips back. Breath by breath. Just go as much as feels comfortable and right for you. Breathe and lengthen. And then come on up. And you want to make sure you've got a broad foundation on this. And so on the yoga mat, it gives you a natural lift, and then your thighs can fall down. That's why it's quite handy to sit up on a blanket, so you get this interior tilt of your pelvis. Now we're going to do a similar thing, but we're going to take it out over one knee. And then we're going to lengthen, elongate the spine. Breath by breath. And you'll notice when you go off to one side, the other outer hip tends to want to come up and go with you. So we connect to that awareness, and then we tack that side back down. So you get a nice, sweet, luscious stretch. Slowly come on up. And then we'll twist out over the other thigh and root this outer hip back as you lengthen. Breath by breath. And you make your spinal muscles more flexible as you strengthen. And come on up. And now we'll do what we call an easy seated twist. You're welcome to cross your legs the other way since they've been this way for a moment or so. And then you take this opportunity to get your sit bones in, back, and apart and feel the lower lift in your back. Now this takes a little practice. I've been doing this for a long time, so I may make it look easy, but one of my teachers healed himself of scoliosis, and he would do this adjustment maybe 3 times on each side in many, many, many poses. So it's a very valuable thing to do these manual adjustments, as well as the ones using your own muscles of the legs and the hips. So sit up nice and tall and take your hand over your knee and prop up your spine behind you so you get length. Turn from your belly, lengthen through the top of your head. Please draw both shoulders back and look out over your right shoulder. Connect with your breath. Inhale taller. Exhale deeper. And please inhale through center. We'll go off to the other side. And you can use your hand on your knee as leverage to help you twist a little bit more. And then lengthen. And your breath is a very powerful tool that you have with you at all times. Use your inhale to lengthen. And your exhale to deepen a teeny bit more. And we'll inhale through center it. And that nice spinal twist is very good for strengthening and stretching your spinal muscles. So let's do it again. You can prop your fingertips up behind you, get length, your lower back is lifted, and then turn again. And then if you want, if you feel stable, you can pick up your back hand and you can tack down here. If that feels good, open your shoulder a little more. And inhale through center, off to the other side. Use your hand on your knee to help you twist and lengthen. And then you can keep your left hand behind your sacrum to keep you lifted, or you can pick it up if you feel stable and wrap it around your opposite inner thigh leg. Inhale through center and come on up. And if you're sitting on a blanket like me, you can roll it to the side. And please lay on down on your back. We're going to just do some nice massaging for your lower back to begin with. So bring your knees in, hold your shins, and keep your legs hip-width distance apart. And then we're going to roll on the sacrum area. So make big circles off to one side, off to the left. Should feel really good. All this should feel good. Yoga's meant to feel good, and it might feel so good you might get endorphins going. I do oftentimes. And these endorphins will help reduce pain too. And go the other way. Good. And now one of my favorite things of all time to do, I do this almost every day, is roll on my spine back and forth. Back and forth. And I try to roll a little on the left side and then a little on the right side and straight down. You just feel these chiropractic adjustments happening without going to a chiropractor. Just your crack, decompress your spine. Good. And then we'll lay back down. Yeah. And then press both feet into the earth. Pick up your right leg and interlace your hands behind the belly of your hamstring. The belly is the middle. Not too close here, not here, but right in the middle. Press your thigh away from your chest, and then you can press your right heel up to the ceiling, up to the sky. You're still pressing your right thigh away from you and anchoring your left foot into the earth. So this gives you traction in your lower back by pressing your thighs away, and by stretching out through your heel, you're also giving your hamstrings some opening, which will help free up your back. And then we'll push the right foot into your mat, pick up your left leg, interlace your hands behind the belly of your hamstring, push your left thigh away from you, push your right foot into the earth, and then stretch out through your left heel up towards the ceiling. Flare your toes. And then we'll bend this one. We'll go back to the first side. We'll have some variations here. Interlace your hands, press your thigh away from you. This gives you traction through your lower back. And then you can stay right here like this, or you can take your right heel up and then make ankle circles. And then with your left leg, you can keep it there, or if you'd like, you can slide out through your left heel and anchor your left leg down. And ankle circles both ways. Just because it's fun, bonus points. Goes in your Akasha records. Good. And then we'll take that foot down and the other leg. Interlace your hands. Press your thigh away from you. Stretch your left heel up and ankle circles if you'd like. And then optionally, you can straighten your right leg out. Tack your right thigh down. Rooting your thigh down. Your right thigh goes down, your left thigh goes away from you. It's the same energetic principle. So you're stretching and elongating through your lower back. You should feel your lower back down on your surface, on your yoga mat. And we'll bend that leg and set it down. And we're going to do a pose called Supta, which means lying down, Baddha Konasana, and we're going to do it with the support of 2 yoga blocks. So take the soles of your feet together, and you have a range. You can take them out here, you can take them closer, whatever feels good to you, and push the soles of your feet together, and then set these yoga blocks on the edges of your hips, your knees area, to wherever it feels good. If your knees are up like this, you can use the high blocks, or if they're lower, you can take them down like this. So this gives your adductor muscles, your inner thighs, a nice passive stretch. Not too passive though, because you're still pushing your feet together. And root your shoulders down, lift your heart up, and you can bring your palms out to the side, like this. And then this is passive. Your inner thighs, your adductor muscles are strengthening and opening. And these inner thigh muscles are key to the health of your lower back. And a lot of times we don't access these muscles unless we're doing yoga. So this is a very nice pose. And then to come out of this, you can stay longer if you want. You can hit the pause button and stay longer. That's the beauty of watching these shows on your television or the YouTube channel. Pause or join me. Take your hands underneath your knees and bring your legs back up. Good. And now, we're having a yoga block party. So root your feet down, pick up your hips, and place the block underneath your sacrum. Yeah, and it should just feel nice and supportive. So this, you have to use your own intuition. Does this feel good for you? Does this feel right? Then continue on. If something doesn't feel right, it's not right. So there should be no pain. Yeah, so you have to see what's going on in your body If this is chronic aches and pains, this could be just exactly what you need. So there's the low level, or you can take it to a higher level if you'd like. It's also a natural heart opener. Or if you're, depending upon your body type, maybe you can take it up to the higher level. Or if you've been practicing with me for a while, you can also do this. So to make your spine as healthy as you can on your own, using your own muscles in your own time, and without any, I don't know if you need them or not, but I was going to say without any pain medication, you want to practice this yoga class 2 or 3 times a week. And this feels really good. Your lower back is being supported. My shoulders are rooted down, and I just feel this natural lift. It feels really good. If you wanted, you could straighten one leg out, and this stretches your hip flexor muscles. All these leg muscles have influenced the spine health. And pick this one up, anchor through that leg, and stretch your other leg long. Feels really good to open these hip flexor muscles. They're walking you all day long, and they're compacted when you're sitting, so it feels nice to stretch them out. And then come on up. Press your feet down, lift your hips up, and we will set the block aside. And here's another really easy, nice stretch for your spine. You have your feet bent and your legs parallel. Put your hands on your thighs. Push your thighs away from you. And then you're giving your lower back traction. Take your lower back down to the earth. You give it nice traction. And then you can release. And if that felt good, you can do it again or just leave it like that. So you'll often hear that your core is connected to the health of your back, which is true, but there's a lot. It's not just this. There's your legs, your fronts of your legs, the backs of your legs, how you're sitting, how your hips are. But let's do a little core work. So we're going to put this block back underneath the sacrum so you feel nice and supported. I'm going to root the shoulders down. And then pick your feet up, flare your toes, and push your feet up to the ceiling. Imagine you're pushing the ceiling away. So it's real active. It's not sort of, I think I'm going to lift my legs. No, you push. Push, push, push. Now keep lifting the ceiling with your right leg. Extend out through your inner adductor muscles, through the inseam of your leg. Take your left leg down almost to the earth. And then imagine your torso is like an ice cream scoop, and scoop your left leg back up. Push the ceiling away with your left leg. And then slowly extend out through your adductors to the inseam of your right leg. And then imagine your torso scooping that back up. We'll do one more of this for now. You can work yourself up to doing 5, and then 10, and then 15. And then you can work yourself up to rooting your shoulders down, pressing your hands down, doing both legs. And then imagine your torso, your ice cream scoop, scooping your legs back up. So I'm assuming you're new to that, so we'll just take it nice and easy. Yeah, you want to be nice and gentle and easy with yourself all the time. Okay. So now we're going to roll to the right side. And we're going to come into a very, hello, we're up. We're going to come into a very common yoga pose, downward facing dog. I think this is probably one of the most popular, common known poses. And it's a good one. It stretches out the whole body. So come to your hands and knees, spread your fingers nice and wide, and take your knees back, tuck your toes. Now lift your knees up, lift your hips up, stretch your hips back. Stretch your hips up to the sky and then back. And from the back of your heart, you're pressing down through your arms, down to the pads of your fingers. And then from the back, your heart lift up through each little vertebrae. Press your hips up, thighs back. Now go ahead, bend one leg, then the other. Walking the dog. Bend one leg and the other in your downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. This should feel really good. Stretching out your calves and your hamstrings. Lifting your hips up the whole while. Yeah. And now, to take care of the lower back, become more acquainted with it, bend both knees. See if you can create an arch in your lower back. See if you can take your sit bones apart like you did when we first started out, but we don't have the manual hand there now. So you take your sit bones apart and you create an arch in your lower back. And then slowly, see if you can keep that arch as you straighten your legs, press the tops of your thighs back and lengthen your spine. Oh, that should feel good. And then bend your knees and walk your hands back towards your feet. Bring your hands to your hips. Please draw your shoulders on your back, root down through your legs. Inhale. Hello. So now we're going to stand with our legs parallel, and we're going to do one of the most powerful poses if you ever have lower back pain. And I know one of our camera people do here. This is the one that's going to fix it. So bend your knees and you stick your butt out. You imagine you're taking your sit bones apart, your glute muscles apart. Yeah. And then you put your hands on your thighs. Push your thighs down into the bones. Draw your shoulders back. And so now you've created a lot of space in your lower back, or some space anyway. And your hands are on your thighs, so you've got the power of your legs rooting into the earth. And you've got width in your lower back by taking your sit bones apart. Now, on that width that you just created, you want to give your tailbone a little tuck down. So you create length. Yeah. And now, press your hands back on your thighs. Draw your shoulders back and away from your ears. Lift your heart up. And then push down into your legs and rise up through your spine. Rise your arms up. Stretch way up, 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 up. And slowly lower your arms down. I've shared that with people who had lower back pain. They did that, the lower back pain went away. Even if you can't get your sit bones apart, you're still learning how to do that. I know I had to learn how to do that. It comes apart naturally just by bending your knees and sticking your butt out. You create width there. Yeah. So let's do that again. So you want to make sure your legs are parallel, hip width distance apart, and feet as well. Then bend your knees, stick your butt out. Put your hands on your thighs, not here, on your upper thighs. And by the way, your thigh muscles love to be pushed into the bones, and draw your shoulders back. You want to do this class often. And stretch and strengthen those muscles of your spine. Good. Shoulders back, heart up. And as you practice, you can sit a little bit lower and lift your spine up a little more. And then press through your legs. Inhale, stretch straight up, 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 up. And even hook your thumbs together and use that as leverage to lengthen through your spine. We're stretching it out. We're elongating it. We're creating space, circulation, so the nutrients can flow through the body, through the spine. Motion is the lotion. Circulation is the healing tool. If it's circulating in through your spine, then the nutrients are getting in there. So another good pose for spinal health is balancing poses on one leg. You can practice this when you're brushing your teeth or something, because it makes you bring stability there. So let's do a good old-fashioned tree pose. So please stand on your left leg. I'm doing the same leg as you. And then turn your right hip open, right leg open. And you can start like this, with your heel on your other ankle, or you can put it on your thigh, on your calf. Press your calf into your foot into your calf. Or you can pick it up and put it in your upper inner thigh. And then we'll bring our hands in prayer. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Whoopsie daisy. Whoops, whoopsie, whoopsie. Some days it just stays, and some days you have to keep practicing. And practice makes progress. Yeah. Push down through your leg, lift up through your spine. Woo! It's really windy in here. The tree's going. We'll try the next leg. Okay. Spread your toes, lift up your right kneecap, turn your left leg out. And then place your foot on your ankle, calf, or upper inner thigh. Hands in prayer. And then, once you're stable, this so far so good, and you can stretch up through your tree branches, up through your fingers, up through your heart. And this balancing pose helps you stabilize your back. And come on down. Good. And we'll lower this leg down. So there's a lot of different options you have to try to balance. You can take one foot out like this and just go like that. Get your foot, come like this. So just balancing, like if you're brushing your teeth, like this or like this. Just practice balancing. So that's about it for this class. Check out more shows, more classes on Patricia Becker YouTube channel, Yoga for Health and Joy, or on this local television station. I hope this is beneficial for you. From my heart to your heart, from my spine to your spine, namaste.